Hi, you are welcome to this edition of our robust program, Retirement Clues. I am the promoter of this program, Mr. Chusudo Okonta, and to say happy new month to all our followers. Thank you because you are the reason for us being here. Say thank you. Today, we want to continue our discourse on how you can actually plan your retirement, and we want to actually look at something that we say is an advocate, to the government, for the government to do some things which we feel is necessary for them to do. And because of that, we'll be looking at a topic that says how government's attitude to retirement is aiding corruption. How government attitude to retirement is aiding corruption. That is what we want to look at. But before we go into that discussions, we want to serve you with updates within the retirement space. And the first thing we have to share has to do with annuity. The National Insurance Commission just came out with third quarter reports, and according to them, the individual life class is what is actually driving insurance premium. And there was a time that annuity was top on in that premium generation, but presently annuity is not being heard of. After individual life, according to Nikon, what followed was group life. That means annuity is actually not doing well. It's not doing well. We don't know what is like we are talking of retirement life annuity here. I know that the operators have been complaining. The issue of inflation and the economic situation has been impacting on annuity fund, and we just pray, just like the National Insurance Commission said some months ago, that they are working around the clock to make sure that annuity business is actually revive and put on the right path. And that is just the update we want to let you know on annuity. Then, as regards the economy, pensioners or retirees, they have continued to lament on the impact of the economy on them. They've been calling on government to give them more palliative, and even there was a report last time that said that the government want to increase pension for the pensioners. I don't know how government want to actually do that, and there is need for the economy to be put in better position so that the retirees that have more or less a stable source of income, they will continue to enjoy before they go and meet their maker. This is just the update we have. Let's just go into our discussions fully. We said our topic today is how government attitude towards retirement is aiding corruption. And if we look at, just trying to lay the background here, the both federal and state government, their attitude to retirement has not been too good. When the federal government in 2004 came with the CPS, that is the contributory pension scheme, the intention was to make sure that when people retire, they retire very well. Many things were done, and to pull people out of the problem they were having before that 2004. Then what the government was running was defined benefit scheme, which was just budgetary. Government in a year make budget, and they were not even able to meet their plans. And it was said that I think over 3 trillion then was owned as a pension liability before the Obasanjo's administration came up with the contributory pension scheme. And since then, in 2014, the Pension Reform Act was of 2004 was repealed, and a new act was enacted. But even till now, there are still challenges concerning the compliance of both state and local government in this issue of making sure that people retire and retire very well. Let's look at what governments are actually doing, both federal and state, what they are doing, that is aiding corruption. How their attitude to retirement is actually aiding corruption. One of them is non-payment of accrued pension rights. Both states and federal government, all of them have been liable, when it comes to a settlement of accrued pension. And what is accrued pension right? Accrued pension right is, the money that pensioners or workers are supposed to earn, you know, from 2004 backward. They have already worked. They have the money that's supposed to be paid to them, because like in the public service, you have to work for 35 years, and all those 35 years, the accumulation of, your contribution is what should make up your pension benefit at the time of retirement. And for those that have been in government service right from before the enactment of the Pension Act in 2004, all the areas they have, that is what make up their accrual right. Even in state and federal level, the payment of this accrual right has been a major problem. And that is why you see even people after they retire, 2 years, 3 years, they are not able to access their pension, monthly pension benefit, because this accrual right must be added to their contribution with the PFA before they can now say, okay, this is what you have as your total retirement savings, which will now lead to the person having either en block, or you have your lump sum, before you can now even talk of annuity and program withdrawal. The government has not been faithful, in paying this accrual right, and it has actually led many people into poverty. And human beings, it is only somebody that have the fear of God that knows that my tomorrow is not sure, and the person sees money that he or she can use to plan for that tomorrow, and the person will leave that money. When people know that their colleagues that have retired 3 years ago, 4 years ago, they are still there, they've not even started earning monthly pension benefit, and they are still working, they have opportunity to embezzle money, they will embezzle it, take the money to go and buy land, build houses, so that at least while they are waiting for government to do whatever they want to do, they have something to be keeping them. This is one of the ways that government attitude to retirement is actually aiding corruption. Another one is that government is not even complying, to the rules that it set up. The state level, if you look at states that are actually complying, that are contributing and remitting their workers' contribution, they are around 6 out of 36 states and Abuja. Just really around 6 of them. And even at the federal level, most of the, like I think it was last year, that when federal government in 2014 increased the contributions of the worker, and the employer from 15% to 18%. That 30% that was there for a very long while, almost 7 years, 2014 to 2020, that is 6 years, government did not comply with the law that is set, and people that were retiring, they were just paying them 15%, but in the law supposed to be 18%, you see, and there was shortfall for these people. These are just what people see, and they will not be more committed to the work that they are doing. And when they see opportunity to embezzle money, they will definitely, embezzle that money. We are not promoting corruption, but government should not give people opportunity. They should not push people into, doing what they don't want to do. Another one is poor salary structure. The contribution is a factor of the salary, that is what the worker earns. If what what is being paid to the worker, as a monument, is just too poor, That is why you see some people retire, they are just earning peanut, like a man that have been crying, to us that we should reach out to Pencom. He said what he earns as monthly pension benefits is 3,805 naira in a month. And he said, what can that do in this present Nigeria? And it's a result of what people earn. If people are not earning well, I think the National Pension Commission has actually come up to say that, oh, if what you have at your RSA balance is not up to 10,000 naira, they have to pay your fee. But even if somebody is earning 15,000 naira today as monthly pension benefit, what can that actually do? Even when school fees have gone up, rent and everything, they have already, transport, they have gone up. That is just that there is need for government to look at what they pay to their workers. Another one is poor governance structure. That is actually what is the bane. That we like we said in the update, retirees are crying. Poor governance structure is just what is actually making mess of retirement now. Inflation has actually gone up. All the money that people have cannot even afford. Many retirees, before they even end their monthly benefit, they're already borrowing, they are begging, they are looking for how to survive. Most of them, they just borrow before the money comes. When the money comes, they use it to offset the one that they have borrowed. They will borrow again. That is what many of them are doing. The economy is not actually looking good. Poor governance is really affecting retirement, and in order for the retirement, for people to enjoy their retirement, the government must continue to work hard to put the economy in good shape. Another thing that government is doing that is aiding corruption is lack of social scheme. There's no social scheme in Nigeria. I have relatives in abroad. When somebody is sick, they go to hospital for free. If you are going to hospital for free, you are not paying. The money that you are paying for treatment in Nigeria, you would have used it, to even plan for other means of retirement, And even though some people will buy health insurance, when they buy health insurance, the money, they can't even pay for the reservice. Just when they go there, even when they have critical illness, the HMO will tell them, oh, you cannot actually get the service because of what you have paid. The social scheme is not there. Even for the elderly, most of these retirees that are complaining that what they are earning is not enough. If there are social scheme that they can, take care of their health, their children, they are not under pressure to pay children's school fees, and they have other things that they're enjoying, I think the little money that they are getting would have been able to help them. But the lack of social scheme has actually made a life at old age to almost be useless, and we pray that government will look at this. Then the last one, how government is aiding corruption, is the issue of policy reversal, policy somersault. When the contributory pension scheme came, some people were exempted. But in the last administration, the thing was abused, even to the extent that the National Assembly exempted their staff. People were asking why. Everybody want to leave. They just want to destroy the structure. Police is agitating. They want to leave. Before you know, everybody want to leave, and they just want to leave the private sector. When the government that set up the rule is not obeying, what do you expect the private sector to do? Government is actually aiding corruption with all this, because like the police now, they are complaining. Why should you exempt the military, exempt the DSS, exempt all the other people? And like I was listening to news today, they said even the top hierarchy of the police have been exempted, just the rank and file that are there. Those rank and file, how would they feel when their gas have been exempted, and you think that they will not see ways to actually prepare themselves for retirement in unethical means, and they will not do it? Government have to do more to make sure that the retirement scheme that we have, that it is trusted. The government have to lead by example. It is trusted and is firm. When all these things are done, the issue of corruption that we are talking of, it will reduce naturally. Because when people know that their future is secured, I don't think they'll be masking with. Why Nigerians are too money greedy is because the quest for money is just too high. It's because they know that their future is in their hand. The government, when they look at government, they know that they don't even have anything when they are old, no person to take care of them. And that is why they do everything. Anywhere you see in Nigeria, they are just looking for money anyhow, so that at old age they will not suffer. But the government has a lot to do. Then that is just where we want to stop here. We are praying that God will continue to assist the government, show them mercy, so that they will be able to do what is right, and the people will continue to rejoice and trust the system. I want to stop. In case you have any inquiry, our numbers are open: 08054 08054269557 and 07033253527, and the email address is eastpenonline@gmail.com. Thank you for giving us your time today. Continue to share this podcast, listen, and I know that you have a lot to benefit when you follow us on this journey of making sure that we retire very well. God bless you. Thank you.